Did you know that during the first few seconds, right after you turn on your computer, it makes decisions in which it discovers that it has a processor, that it has memory, that it has a keyboard and a mouse and a display, and it also decides at that point whether or not it's going to run Microsoft Windows or Linux or some other operating system? It's true, during those first few seconds, Windows is not yet a part of the picture, and neither is Linux. Instead, the logic of those first few seconds that wake up the computer are controlled by a lower level system that's present in almost all computers, known as the basic input-output system, or BIOS, B-I-O-S, BIOS. Almost all computers have a BIOS deep inside their bowels, and these BIOSes are written by any of 3 or 4 different companies. Even though they're slightly different, they're all very similar. They use the same vocabulary and the same general arrangement of menus that will show up on your computer screen. In order to access this, you have to catch your computer at exactly the right moment. If you've been watching your computer boot up, you may have noticed little messages that flash up during the first few seconds, one of which will usually say something like, press F2 to go to BIOS, or press delete to go to BIOS. Then you have 1 or 2 seconds to press the corresponding button, and if you do that, you get some low-level menus on your display that will allow you to configure things. Now, if your computer is operating the way most do, it'll be bootstrapping from a hard disk drive deep inside its bowels, and usually that'll bring up Microsoft Windows. But should you want to bring up something else, or should you ever need to reinstall Windows, bootstrapping from a boot CD or a boot DVD, or if you want to install Linux or something different from a pre-configured bootstrappable CD or DVD, or from one of these USB flash drives, or perhaps from an external USB hard disk drive, in order to do those things, instead of booting your conventional Windows, you're going to need to make sure your BIOS is configured to check to see if one of these devices is inserted and usable for bootstrapping. We do that through the BIOS. It's not very difficult, and I'm going to show you how I like to do it on this computer. Any computer you may have will likely be quite similar. Let's get started.
We are very pleased that so many people are finding our content on YouTube. However, if you are using only YouTube to explore these clips, you're missing out on a lot of the best information. Please join us at AskMrWizard.com, where you'll find this clip, all of the related clips easily located, along with related text, illustrations, and advertisements from vendors that sell related equipment. You'll also find forums where you can ask and receive answers to your questions. Your support at our site keeps us going, and we appreciate it. Thanks.